Hi! Hello everybody, and we're back. We've had a couple of weeks off, we've been busy. Oi, some of that, says Zizi. How you doing, guys? We're back to paint up the monster manual. If you can see it next to me, this is what we're painting today. This is the Nalfashnee. Nalfeshnee.
Nalfashee.
Bless you. And it does sound like a sneeze. And that's what you're going to get from me today, is a lot of sneezing as I am being riddled by the plants.
Tom.
Yeah. How are you, Richard?
Arsenal.
Well, I'll tell you what. Who is Richard? And let's talk about some of the pictures you've sent me today.
Yes, I am Richard. I am Warrior Prince 3D, your one-stop shop for all your 3D printing needs. From wee little tabletop to collectibles to terrain pieces to statues to big shit to cosplay to pretty much anything you fucking want. Now, the bits today are some awesome stuff we've got in the shop at the moment. So, we've got them.
Apparently, sorry, I just saw the chat. Apparently, you're echoing like nuts, but you're not to me. So let's have a quick look over here at
echoing. Let's have a little look.
How's
that?
If you keep talking so that chat can hear you.
Can chat hear me? Am I coming across any clearer? Is there issues? People.
And then I've just changed something on this side. So try talking now.
How is that? Is that any better, everyone?
Wait for the 10 seconds to catch up. Keep talking, Richard.
I'm just going to keep talking randomly, telling you about all my lovely prints that are awesome, like Deadpool and Cable over there, and Pioneering, hello there.
Is that any better? Yep, sounds good now. Cool. Apparently, where I had to put you in the different application before, now it's like, guess what? Doubled up. Hey, chat. Hey, Dibs. Hey, Connor. Hey, Dragon Skull. Hey, Mist Lounge. Hey, ZZ. How are we all doing today? But while you guys chat away, let's start looking at these fucking awesome prints from so many different designs.
These are from Parasite Collectibles. This is their second Kickstarter that I've got hold of. Just a few little taster pieces and some very, very feckin' epic demons.
That's so cool. Like, I love the eyes on the wings.
Yeah, I think the next one's my favourite. That's my favourite one.
That's grotesque.
It looks fucking awesome.
That needs to be a 100 centimetre tall demon statue.
Yeah, fucking right it does.
That's fucking badass. Oh, they're also very cool.
It's just a little bit of a group picture, so I've got to get some of the rest of them out and get them up on the site and whatnot.
Very, very cool. Very cool. I love that dragon as well. Look at that. Like, no eyes, just horns and scaled massive hands and wings.
Yeah, this has been one of my favourite sets so far, and obviously I'm going to get them all printed out as soon as I can catch up with my queue. And yes, get them up on Etsy and Instagram as soon as possible.
Well, Connor's just said the first one looks like it'd be good in Thousand Suns, and yeah, it looks like Magnus, doesn't it? That's mad. Yeah. But we're painting up this today, which is the Nalfashee from Printed Encounter, which I was just saying before the stream, like, I love how simple this mini is, and yet it's the tiny little things like those skulls and the earrings that really like add the detail to this. So it's going to be an interesting one to see if we can get this done in
the given.
Yeah. Afternoon Herbalist, how you doing? And Zizi says, why wasn't that dragon out when I asked for mounts, Rich? Rude. But
because I found them again this morning.
Let's talk about what this range is, because if you haven't seen Fallout yet, spoilers, this is some of the characters from it, especially the Ghoul, who I fucking love Coop. I really, really do. Yeah.
Awesome character. So this is one of the new statues from Bulkmancer.
Absolutely insane. Hey Dan Track, how you doing? Like, this is absolutely insane. Like the fact that you've got dog meat there as well.
Yeah. What I love as well, so all those little bits on the fence, they're all individual.
Oh really?
So I'm going to be trying to print up, I'm going to size up some of the bobbleheads and print them up as a bit bigger.
Oh, that's very cool, especially like the Pip-Boy.
Yeah.
That's very awesome. Like, Ghoul's just awesome. So awesome. I love that series. And you said something that you printed along as well. Because these...
Yes, so this is something basically I wanted to talk about, and this is the only full printed model I have. So, character nameplates for bases from Tag My Base. So, drop them a follow on Instagram, and also I have sent in the link, so we're going to put that in the chat.
Yeah, so that's pinned at the top of chat, the link to their website. Crack on.
Anyone that has, obviously, a printer of your own, check these out. Anyone that wants nameplates for characters or for monsters, give me a message and I can sort bits and pieces out. Because at the end of the day, it's the most awesome and almost sort of revolutionises some of the combat bits and pieces. I was saying to Ian beforehand. When you're trying to keep track of monsters on your battle map, if you've got five orcs or 5 goblins or anything like that, you can use these to distinguish them between them. So,
yeah.
Orc 1, Orc 2. And also, even if you've got a 75mm collectible, you can print them bigger.
But not only that, is I think it's cool for character names as well. So you can have them on the table.
They've got lots of different options. So obviously that one there is for my, it was just a tester one, so that's a wooden version. But this one here I've got is wood with vines, so it's obviously for a druid. They've got multiple different options, different fonts. They are adding more and more as time goes on. But yeah, they reached out to me to test them out, and they have been amazing in their communication, upfront with me about bits and pieces, and even have changed the way they do things to accommodate more and more people. So that it's not a case of people paying through the nose for anything that has like a merchant license. Everyone's free to do so. I will purchase the things off of them, and then people would buy them off of me, basically.
Yeah, it's very awesome. Although Connor's asking, how much is the first demon that we showed? So how much is that, Richard, if you were going to print it?
I need to. Well, I haven't got a price for it yet. It'll all depend on the sizing. I can find out the randoms, drop me a message on Instagram, and I can give you a price for the default size and any other size you might be after.
Awesome. And there you go. So I'm going to jump out of there for now because we need to talk about the Nalfashnee. So obviously this is the mini of the day. This is going to be hopefully painted within an hour. I'm not sure whether or not I will achieve that with this one because of those tiny little details. But as for a monster within the 5e monster manual, which hopefully it doesn't change by the time that the new rulebooks come out at the start of 2025, hopefully it's still relatively the same, or else we're going to carry on through a new whole set of things, which will be crazy. So the Nalfashnee is, again, towards the back end of the demons now, and Connor, it is a pig demon. It is a crossover between a boar and a horrific ape, and it's got these tiny little wings which look too small for its body. But don't let that fool you, this fucker can fly. And it is actually one of the generals of those abyssal armies, just like the Marilith was last time that we did this. The Nalfashnee is a grotesque, gluttonous being that really enjoys the devastation of mankind and basically mortals from the material plane, to the point where they eat mortals that they imprison from the material plane in grand feasts. They sit around with live humans on tables and just go to town on them, which is just horrendous. They have like some crazy abilities. They're a CR13. So Richard, I've asked you to do a CR10 character today. Have you got a CR10 up and ready to go?
I have indeed.
Okay, cool.
Forgotten to sort this out, so I will just do this quickly.
That's alright, because I'm going to talk about the stat block before we jump into things. So, the Nalfashnee is a large fiend, demon, chaotic evil. It has a natural armor class of 18, which for a CR13, that's up there. As standard for hit points, it is 184. However, if you were to roll it, it's 16d10 plus 96, which is a hell of a lot. It has a ground speed of 20 foot and a flying speed of 30 foot. And its stat block is strength plus 5, dexterity 0, con plus 6, intelligence plus 4, wisdom plus 1, and charisma plus 2. So dex is its dump stat. However, when it comes to its saving throws, its constitution is plus 11, intelligence plus 9, wisdom plus 6, charisma plus 7, so strength and dex are the ones that get left behind there. It has the standard damage resistances of any fiend, so lightning, cold, fire, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks. It is immune to poison as both damage and a condition. It has true sight for 120 feet. It once more speaks Abyssal, and it has telepathy of up to 120 feet. So, stat block alone, this thing's, like the Marilith, pretty nasty. The Marilith's got a bit more in the way of stats, but there's a reason for that. The Nalfeshnee, we've seen the armor class as 18 when we look at the big 3, like the armor class, damage output, and hit points. The hit points are up there, but its damage output is insane. It's ridiculous. First of all, when we look at the abilities, it's got magic resistance like all of the larger demons do, but it's got an ability as one of its actions called Horror Nimbus. Now, this is kind of like a breath weapon that it recharges on a 5 or a 6, but the Nalfeshnee magically emits scintillating, multicoloured light. Each creature within 15 foot of the Nalfeshnee that can see the light must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or be frightened for 1 minute. They can repeat the save at the end of each of its turns, so at the end of the Nalfeshnee's turns, and a successful save makes you immune for 24 hours. It also has teleport, just like the Marilith did. So demon generals, they're able to move. However, unlike the Marilith, who could only use their 6 attacks or the teleport, this one, however, is a little different. The multi-attack of the Nalfeshnee, it must use Horror Nimbus if it can. So this is the first time we're seeing a rule come into effect that states if the Nalfeshnee can do something, it must do something. So if it can use its Horror Nimbus, it must, and then it continues to have another 2 attacks on top of that. Or, it gets 3 attacks on top of that. So it makes the Horror Nimbus if it can, and then it makes 3 attacks, 1 with its bite and 2 with its claws. The bite is a +10 to hit, and it deals 5d10 plus 5. That's a max of 55 or 110 with our crits. The melee attack with its claws is a 10 to hit, 10 foot reach, and is 3d6 plus 5. So this thing can output damage, especially if you end up getting advantage on stuff and critting. So, it's absolutely wild. Dibs says, Bebop mated with Tinkerbell, and that's their baby. Yeah, very much so. And what's that beside Beardy? I know what that is beside Beardy. Richard, what are those 2 things you've got beside you there? Dibs wants to know. And apparently the Etsy link doesn't work. Fluffy, could you check that Etsy link for me, please?
Who was asking about the Etsy link?
Connor. So Con.
Drop over to my Instagram as well, it'll be a better place to message me.
Yeah, so if you go over to Instagram, Connor, and there should be a link for Richard's Instagram coming up in chat at some point.
So this one is my Vampire Studios last month.
I got to see one of those in person, and they're so fucking cool.
And this one, if I can get to it, is Cable and Deadpool.
God, it's so cool. It's so big as well.
And that is my paint project for something this month. So I will be painting that hopefully in the coming week.
Sorry, sorting out the link in chat. There we go. That should be better. There we go. Right, so I guess you've got a CR10 character ready to go, yeah?
Yep.
What is the class and race, please?
I am Manros the Kenku Warlock.
Warlock! Okay, so we're going to set some scene.
What's even worse is I'm a Warlock of the Pit Fiend.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Maybe drawing some of the battles up in the material plane, you haven't performed in a way that your patron is so pleased with. Maybe you hesitated, maybe you just weren't strong enough to beat the forces of good or evil, depending, well, if you're a pit fiend, then forces of good. And the next thing you know, you black out and you wake up to the sound of crunching bone and snuffling, this almost pig-like from all around you. There is a humidity in the room and a strong smell of iron that it takes you a second in this daze to realise is blood. And as you maybe like sneak your eyes slowly open, you can just see all of these boar, bear, pig-like beings, double the size of any human, with these ginormous wooden tables littered with the innards and bones and also carcasses of screaming humans as they are just ripping into them with these large tusks, just pulling out chunks of meat and insides and snarfling them down. And you look across the room. Give me a perception check, please. Seven. You don't see anybody you recognise, and you don't know why you've ended up in this hall of ichor and gore and blood, but you feel this large hand grab you and pull you across whatever wooden surface you lay on, as your body is used to wipe away that of other bodies and clear the space in front of you. Then, as you loll, maybe playing dead in their hand, you watch as with their other hand, they slam down a screaming gnome, elderly male. He's like, ah, please, no, I did good by the Lord. And you watch as they drop your body and you bounce off the table and onto the floor like, doosh, 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 with this wet squelch as they just bite down and just viscerate this gnome in their mouth. In this moment, you see an open doorway across the hall, and crawling through the guts and the gore, you manage to find your way outside. And then you just hear in your head, and where do you think you're going, morsel of food? And you turn around as you like squelch into this corridor as a Nalfashnee with these like tendrils of innards slurping out of their mouth waddles in behind you, maybe 12 foot tall. I didn't hear that.
I said,
I need you to roll initiative, please, as this hungry Nalfashnee is coming for you. Oh, stopped. Okay. So.
18 on the initiative.
18 on the initiative. Okay. So. With a total dex of 0, I rolled a 4. So, this gore-laden, and I will start a timer actually. You've got an hour to try and paint this mini. Let's
kick this pig.
Go. This squelching, horrid, awful-looking pig with innards falling from its mouth starts walking towards you. It's probably about 30 foot away. And then you just hear, maybe in the back of your mind, an abyssal, show me you're worthy. Kill this beast and I will let you live. And you're up.
Joyful Islands. This thing's coming towards me.
Yeah, it's about 30 foot away, I'd say, at the moment.
What else is around me?
So you're probably in like a larder, and as you look around, give me a perception check.
Oh, that's worrying. Natural 20.
Good. Okay, so first thing you notice is that you have all of your gear. Everybody else that you've encountered so far through the peaks of eyes have been stripped of everything. But you appear to be all right, armor and everything intact and gear ready to go. As you look around, you're in undeniably a large larder where instead of seeing dried store goods or anything like that, you see hanging carcasses of some alive, some being drained from the neck with their blood into like bowls that are too large, and other ones that have been essentially flayed and turned inside out. All these different humans and elves and dwarves from the material plane. You are in a horror movie right now. There are chunks of meat on the shelves that are discernibly like an arm, a leg, a torso. What would you like to do?
Hit myself sideways. Okay. This is not a happy place.
Not for you. And I'm stippling on Basilicum Grey, a contrast paint, to where the fur and the wings will be, and then I'm going to go in and do the flesh. We've got football talk. Which I'm not even going to get involved in, to be honest. I don't know enough about it.
I cast Hallow.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, you son of a bitch. I don't like that. Okay, tell me what happens.
I sort of, watching this thing, realising this is a test, needing to prove myself, but also knowing the treachery of these creatures, I sort of slowly reach down to the floor with my wing, my taloned hand, and I touch the ground. Red burning sigils mark all across the ground, and a wave of energy pulses out. Everything within 60 feet is expelled except this creature in front of me.
Okay. Does it need to make a save or anything?
No. It's just a case of I let this creature stay within the hallowed area. I'll exempt it from that effect. However, the added thing I'm going to put on is extra dimensional interference. Nothing can teleport in or out of this place.
Okay. Part of me wants to be a dick, but I'm gonna let it go. So Hallow is a great spell.
You can be a dick if you want. Go for it. That's the whole point of it.
Because part of me wants your patron to deny you that spell.
Yeah, then go for it. Because that's that. You're going to wanting to show off some of the DM strengths and weaknesses.
Because I think your patron is what hallows the ground.
Exactly.
And I think your patron has put you here. And I think your patron goes, "Not today. Little tricks of mine won't save you. Are you strong enough? Or are you food?" And you feel the spell take effect, but nothing is affected in this space because it is also their patron.
Yeah.
Which, as a GM, guys, you can do that. If it fits the narrative, you can deny something. But, anything else from you on your go?
I'm looking for somewhere defensible to move to.
Well, yeah, you think you could probably get behind some of the hanging meat sacks, but because they're all hanging, there's still like a gap between them and the ground. It's quite an open room with these shelves, and the shelves are quite large actually. You could probably maybe get up onto one of those, but
I want to be able to move myself to a position where basically he will be hindered fighting me, and I will still be able to see him enough to cast spells at him.
I think the best you could hope for here is to try and hide behind some of the carcasses, but you can tell that they are easily obtained by these creatures. So I don't think you're going to be able to get behind some cover in here.
No, that's fine. I'm just going to move around and try and dodge and duck to the best of my abilities.
Okay. Connor's asking how my family is. Yeah, they're good. Probably not going to talk too much about them on live stream. Right, so I've added all I've added is the grey to the fur and some Gulliman flesh to the skin. And now I'm going to turn my fan on and let that dry, to be honest. As for, if that's the end of your go, it just begins to towards you. I first of all need, please, a wisdom saving throw.
Six.
You fail. So, this is the ability that it has to use if it can. This is the Horror Nimbus, which I really like that name because it's like horror cloud. And this mist of bright colour begins to emit from the creature, and you feel its presence over you as you become frightened for 1 minute. So
with obviously the hallowed in effect, I can't be frightened if it is in effect. But if nothing's affected by it, if that makes sense.
I'm afraid it is not in effect.
Okay, I'm frightened.
To which end? It's then going to move trudgingly up to you, and it just grabs the carcass, and it's like possibly a screaming human, and just grabs it by its like soft bits in the middle, just beneath its rib cage, and it's hanging upside down, and it just like tears it from the rope, and like knocks it out of the way. And in fact, actually no, it stays on the rope, but the human like a punching bag swings, but it swings so hard its head hits the shelf, and just a red mist goes up the wall as it stands in front of you, and it's going to start with 2 claw attacks. First one is a 9 plus 10 for a 19.
Yeah, it's.
Okay. 13 points of slashing damage. The second one, 5 plus 10 for a 15.
It's. You need a 14 to hit me.
Damn, 18 points of slashing damage. And these claws, these like 3-fingered hands just across your chest, raking at your armor. Why do you wear such pitiful things when we have stripped you all? What is this? And then comes down with its mouth to try and hit you with a bite attack. Ooh, it's only a 3 plus 10 for a 13.
Misses me then.
Okay, that's good because that would have been 46 points of damage. And then it's only moved, let's say, 15 feet. It's going to step back away from you as you can see it starting to look around for something. It's going to step 5 foot back from you.
Okay.
If you would like the attack of opportunity, you may take the attack of opportunity.
It only moves 5 feet, I don't have it.
Oh, it's got 10-foot reach.
Oh, I suppose, yeah. No, I don't. I'm no good with melee.
Yeah, no.
I don't think I have a feat.
Unless you've got Warcaster. So I just need that to dry before I carry on. And then I'm probably going to dry brush up with some topaz skin over that flesh, and then use some greys over the fur. Lord of Cats, hello, welcome to the stream. Hey all, hope you're well, hope the painting is going well. Yeah, we've pretty much only just started. We are in an absolute hellhole of a meat feast of material planers where the Nalfashnee are just trying to devour all the living beings they can. And Richard's poor warlock is denied the Hallow spell.
Okay. I don't do anything on the...
On the attack of opportunity.
No.
Nope, but it's your go.
Okay. just apply this last little bit of contrast, and I can leave this to dry so I can make a conscious decision how to dye. The fun part now, getting it to dry.
Yeah, yeah. Contrast paints through and through, right?
Yeah. Okay. Right, I back up, only within my own melee range, not wanting to get splattered by anything.
Well, it's got a 10-foot reach, and you're. Oh no, if it's moved 5 foot back. It's 5 foot away from you, you move 5 foot back, it's still within 10 feet, so it doesn't get the attack of opportunity because you haven't left its threatened area. What else would you like to do?
I'm just checking. Would I know if the creature can be charmed or not?
Give me an Arcana check. I think this is well within the remit of a Warlock to know this, especially Pact of the Fiend.
22.
22. I mean, yes, it absolutely could be charmed.
Okay.
So for anybody who maybe doesn't play as a GM or as a DM, it will tell you on the stat block if they are immune to charmed or frightened or whatever during the immunities and conditions and stuff. But the Nalfashnee is not.
Right, when I used the Hallow spell, and obviously it was denied me, did I use the spell slot?
I will be kind on this one and say no. If you were in my home game, I would have taken it from you.
Yeah.
But because it's a one shot of an hour, you can keep the spell slot.
Okay, I cast Negative Energy Flood.
There you go. This is a great spell.
I send ribbons of negative energy at one creature I can see within range. Unless the target is undead, it must make a con saving throw.
Okay, this is a magic spell, yeah?
Yeah.
So I get advantage because I have magic resistance, and its con is plus 11. What is the DC?
It's not very high. Probably it's my DC. Fucking 16.
Well, the first one is a 13 plus 11, so it's going to make it.
They're passed either way.
Yeah. Any other effect?
No. Okay, so that would have been 44 damage. So that's 22 damage.
Just take 22 damage. Yeah, what type of damage?
Necrotic.
Okay, well, it does absolutely take that damage. It's a magical attack, so therefore it's not halved again. Okay, you watched it like clutches at its chest. Snarls. Anything else from yourself?
Pretty much all I can bloody do other than move around. Actions, what bonus actions have I got? That's it for now.
Okay. So, in terms of paint, I now have the topaz flesh on there as well, which I think actually is quite a nice flesh colour for this. I'll probably go a bit further on that with some lighter tones, but happy with that so far. How are you getting on?
I am contrasted.
Nice. What contrast is that on the flesh?
It's just Donovan.
Really? Is that just over white though?
You are?
Is that over white?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. That's turned out really well. So it's go. You are still. Oh, should have said at the end of its last go, you get to repeat the save. So do you want to do that wisdom save again?
Dirty 20.
You passed and are now immune to that fear effect for 24 hours. So, I think your spell maybe pushes this nimbus of horror away from it, and it recognises that. And angrily, you watch these tiny little wings start to flap as it starts to fly up. I feel like doing an improvised attack. So I'm going to grab that carcass of the human whose head's just been squashed. He unhooks it from the meat hook that the rope's attached to and just starts swinging it round like a flail, and then just launches it at you for a ranged attack. I'm only going to add its proficiency bonus of +5 to this. There's a 13 + 5 for an 18.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, we will do, what's its strength modifier? Yeah, we'll do that one. So we're going to do 3d6 + 5 on this one. You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as a human carcass hits you. You can see its head's like half imploded. You are just covered in gore. And then give me a, for the fun of it, a strength saving throw. Let's see if you get knocked prone. DC will be 15.
Yeah, I'm prone. 13.
Okay, and it knocks you prone, and it's now hovering about 20 foot in the air in this huge room. It's near the roof. Your go.
Hovering.
So I am squirting some true blood from Greensufford directly onto the base, and then I'm just going to let that pool around and do what it does best. And go into all of those cracks that I put on there. I want this to be like a vampire's lair.
This sort of character needs time to really know and love. Right, I am just going to Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, classic.
24 and a natural 20.
Hits and definitely hits.
So... Oh, that's dog shit. 5 damage.
Okay, 5 on the first one. The crit.
17 on the crit.
17 on the crit. Okay. What does your Eldritch Blast look like?
I have it as sort of crackling red and green energy.
Nice. And it hits in, and this thing recognizes the Eldritch energy. It's like, no! Why? Why would you betray us like this? And you just hear this booming voice. You are but playthings in my command. And should I want to test this mortal, I will use any of you I wish. I will give it disadvantage on its next attacks. Okay. And it, in its rage, is going to fly down. It can't use the Nimbus anymore, so there's no point in trying that. And we are going to go for the first slash with disadvantage. 6 + 10 for a 16.
Hits.
Okay, second attack. At disadvantage is a 2 + 10 for a 12.
That misses.
Okay, that's 13 points of slashing damage with the 2 claws.
13.
Yeah. How you looking?
I'm alright.
Okay, with the bite, that is an 8 + 10 for an 18.
Hits.
Okay. 24 points of piercing damage.
24.
Yeah.
Okay.
How you looking?
Unhealthy.
Okay, so what you now see in this moment as it flies down, and Concourse just said, well, it's true, pigs can fly. That's quite funny. It flies down, it bites into you, and in its rage, it like sweeps in behind you. You can see where the door was, there is now an archway. And it seems to shimmer with some kind of magic.
Okay.
It is probably around 30 foot away from you.
Right, that is now my new target to get to.
Yeah, and it calls to you, and it tugs at your innards. That's the end of its go. You are up.
I dimension door and go straight for it.
Oh, you son of a bitch. That is me wanting the attack of opportunity. Yeah, Dimension Door. How's it look when you cast Dimension Door?
So literally, all of a sudden, sort of writhing red, sort of electricity sort of crackles all over me as I just disappear into space.
Okay, and do you appear next to this archway?
Yeah.
Okay. That's your action to cast that. What else would you like to do?
I move through the archway.
Okay. You
Probably going to kill me, but I'd rather be killed here than in a fucking pig gullet.
You are away from its attack of opportunity area, and you pass through the archway. What you hear is the roar of a hungry Nalfashnee behind you.
Hungry hippo.
And you enter a different room altogether. You enter what looks to be an old stone dungeon of some sort, maybe at the foot of a castle or in a keep somewhere. There are these old cells where the bars have been eroded enough or been pilfered enough by adventurers or whoever that they have been completely destroyed, but there's all these alcoves that were once prison cells, and these bones litter the ground. You run forwards 30 foot into this room, whereas just after you begin to hear, that is my food, and this Nalfashnee appears through the portal 30 foot behind you. You feel like you have changed planes of existence. Do with that as you will.
Okay.
Anything else from your go?
I'm out of spells now, so...
Why don't you take a short rest for me?
A short rest.
As you enter the material plane again, you feel a rejuvenation.
Okay.
Don't add any hit points, just let's recharge those spells.
Okay. Then I cast Banishment.
Well, is it a bonus action to Dimension Door or a action?
Oh no, so it's turn, sorry, yes, that was an action.
Cool. So, it begins to run towards you, and let's see. Oh no, you know what? It's going to teleport. You see it start to run, and then thump, it appears behind you, and it is like bearing down on you at this point. But now it's your go.
Okay, as it sort of bears down on me, I'll coalesce this strange red-green energy in my hands and blast out and cast Banishment.
Okay, what's the save that I need to make?
So it's like a charisma save.
Dan Track says, voice acting is stellar. Currently 4 audiobooks into the Heresy series, and it generally compares. Oh, okay, somebody's talking about the series.
Yeah, charisma saving throw.
Okay, it does get a +7 to this, and it has advantage against magical attacks. Oh, magic.
2 seconds. No, mine, fine.
With advantage, that is a 13 plus 7 for a dirty 20.
Yeah, that fails.
Okay. Unfortunately, that magic resistance. Anything else from you on your go?
I cast Mage Armor on myself at will, which I can as
nice.
part of my...
Cool.
That's it at the moment, I'm afraid.
No worries, it's going in for the attack. Claw 1. 6 plus 10 for a 16, that's going to hit. Claw 2.
A 16 misses now, I've got Mage Armor.
Oh, awesome. Attack 2 is 15 plus 10 for a 25.
That obviously hits.
11 points of slashing damage.
Ouch.
And then the bite attack. This is where it's going to hurt if it hits. That is a 13 plus 10 for a 23.
Yeah.
Okay. 38 points of piercing damage.
How much?
38.
Right.
Are you down, are you?
That's it, I'm 37 hit points left.
No! Okay. In this moment, it bites in, and you just hear it like, yes, food, and it's just starting to tear through. That is the end of its go, however. You're up. Obviously, this is the start of death saves, so if you'd like to make a death saving throw.
Natural 20.
You tell me how... In fact, actually, I think in this moment, your fiend overlord is like, is that all you've got? Get up and destroy this thing. Show me you are worthy. And you regain a hit point at the start of your go.
Okay.
Which means you get the rest of your turn.
Right. Bonus action, Cloak of Flies. And all of a sudden I surround myself with an aura of flies. Anything within my aura takes 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage.
And then I am going to cast... What am I going to fucking cast?
You feel like you're outside of that realm where your Hallow spell didn't work, by the way.
Problem is, as much as the hints go, I felt I'd been denied that, so it's not something I would do.
Fair enough.
I cast 5th level Blight. I literally, these flies ride up around me, and as this thing's biting into me, I just grab its eyeballs, push my thumbs in, and cast Blight.
Yeah! I love it! What do I need to do?
It's a con saving throw, but
Okay.
I haven't got any hitting spells.
Okay, that's not great. So I get advantage on this.
Yeah, and get plus stupid amount of bloody...
Okay. Con save, you say?
Yeah.
26.
Yeah.
Sorry, pal. But I still take half damage, yeah?
Say again?
Still take half damage?
Yeah, it takes half damage.
For a total of?
Another one of them. 56. So 28 damage.
Is that halved, is it?
That's the half, yeah.
Awesome. 26 points. It's starting to look hurt. Not amazingly hurt, but you can see like the necrotic energy burns through. And it's like, no, my lord, why would you have me, your faithful? And it's weird. You get this sense of fear from it that you weren't expecting, but you feel your patron is angry. Not just at you, but at it. And then, I guess... Anything else from you on your turn?
I'm prone and being eaten by it, and only happened to get back up, you know, it was the one hit point thing that got me able to do anything, so that's it, I'm done.
Not going to try and move away?
I can't. I'm held down by it.
Oh, it's not grappled you, though?
It's not grappled me. It even... Yes, Yes, I'll try and get away. It's fruitful, but it's fruitless, I should say.
I know, I like fruitful. So yeah, you're going to try and stand up and move away?
I'm going to try and crawl away and then stand up.
Okay, so it will make the attack of opportunity, because why wouldn't it? As it just tries to slash down. And I'm going to try and bite into you again. 4 plus 10 for a 14.
Misses.
You are prone though, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'll roll that again, because I get advantage over prone. Oh dear. That is 15 plus 10 for a 25.
I'm dead.
Okay, so that's with the bite as well. What's your max hit points?
100 and something.
Oh, okay, you take 26 points of damage as you go unconscious.
Yeah.
Its go. Well, I mean, first attack with the claw with advantage because you're down. Dirty 20 is going to hit, so that's a death save. Second attack, that's cocked. Oh, it's off the table. Oh, that's only a 15. And a nat 1, so the second one misses. And then the bite attack.
Have you rolled all these with advantage?
I am rolling with advantage. And then the bite attack is a 23 to hit. So hit, miss, hit. So that's 2 death saves.
I'm done, because it took a death save from the reaction as well.
No, that took you down again, because you were on.
Yeah, sorry,
so
took me down.
you've got to turn. You've got to turn.
Right. D20, roll. Roll a 15. I'll pass the death save.
Okay. I'm assuming there's nothing you can do on your turn, because...
No, I'm fucking, dying.
Okay, so... Yeah, it's just going to try and eat you up. It may as well. There's the nat 20.
I'm dead.
So, I think in this moment, the room around you, as you are in and out of consciousness, starts to fade away, and you find yourself back on that table next to this devoured gnome, and then this Nalfashnee, which looks her, is like, "Thank you, my lord." And you see it pick up these large bits of rusted, blood-stained cutlery as a fork impales you to the table. And then...
My last words are, "I'll give you the shit."
And it then just begins to saw you in half with the knife and devour your body, piece by piece. Bye.
Yay.
And that is the Nalfeshnee combat done. How are you getting on with the paint job?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to get these skulls blocked up a little bit so they really pop out.
How are we doing for time?
Relatively well, I think, actually. We've still got 25 minutes.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So have you used one of these before in your campaigns?
No, I've never used a pig demon.
I have, and because they have this gluttony and greed, I always imagine the vampire hold from Dawnguard in Skyrim.
Oh yeah?
Which is why I placed it in this horrific meat factory chamber of loads of the other ones. And yeah, I think I actually reskinned it as a clown last time I used it.
Lovely.
Yeah, it was pretty grim. But they're quite fun, and I think if you hadn't have been a warlock, I would not have denied the Hallow spell. But because it was of the Fiend, it was like, I'm gonna be a dick. Which, as a GM, is your prerogative, by the way. However, in a real game, I'd have felt horrible if that had resulted in a character death.
Yeah, it's one of those catch-22 situations. You want to make sure there's that edge of realism, and that little there's little tweaks, but there is still that guilt.
Yeah, absolutely, and it has to fit the narrative as well. Don't just deny it to be a dick.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You want you want to keep to the story, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You want to be true to yourself as the storyteller.
Yeah, exactly that. Which is why, in this instance, I was like, oh no, I'm going to say no to that. But how about you guys out there? Have you guys used a Nalfashnee? Have you faced one? And also, what are you up to today? Are you painting along with us? Are you just enjoying the hot, humid weather? The hay fever, maybe? I certainly am, as I sneeze my way through life at the moment. Absalom says, don't think he's ever used one. Hey, Absalom, how you doing? Yeah, what is everybody up to? Just going to try and get... I'm trying to leave some of the gore on these tusks because I really like them, but I also want to get the colour in there as well. How are you getting on with yours, Richard?
Yeah, I've managed to get quite a nice effect on the fur. I'm waiting for some bits to dry out to do a bit more on the flesh. Build up some of the dry brush. And try and get some of the smaller details done.
ZZ's nursing a lemsip. Have you got the download lurgy, have you? How was download? Looks like you had a good time. I also really like the dreads. Connor says flesh is weak. Dib says he'll let you guess what I'm doing. Masturbating as always. There are like lots of tiny little bones hidden in this bag of skulls, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm not even going to try and brave that yet.
Well, I'm trying to get like a layer on it now, and then I'm going to try and go over it again with like a Seraphim sepia, I think. But so far, this is what we've got going on.
Why can't I find my dry brush thingy? Is this all the way up fucking there?
Dips, I hope you said masticating then, Pasty. Oh, yeah, for sure. Totally what I said. It wasn't what I said. Right, I'm going to take some deep grey from the Army Painter Fanatics range, and I think that's going to be my dry brush for the fur. Playing Evil Within 2. Nice, I haven't played that. Oh, I need a dry brush. How is your home campaign going, Richard?
It's going alright. I've not done it for a little while. I had with the character death. I was going to be writing them back in. However, I've now got to come up with a different path to go because they can't quite get back in yet due to some personal issues. But
okay.
Could be fun times. I've got a few weeks until the next session to plan things and whatnot.
Character death's hard. Yeah, we had one the other week with Starfinder. Nearly had one again this week with Starfinder. But
yeah, I still can't believe that. That was quite a little bit of an extreme one.
It is what it is. You know, the dice giveth, the dice taketh away.
It's handled beautifully then.
Well, they're very good players, and they made it very easy, and the end result was that everyone was still having a good time. That's all that matters, really. And then this week, fucking Roos nearly goes down. Spoiler alerts. Which is even more funny because he was like prattling around with other characters before the stream and was like, I might just kill Roos now.
Do not speak ill.
But yeah, that was the thing. It was like, he spoke too soon. Z says, whatever it is, I'm glad it waited till home. It was incredible. Can't wait for next year. Awesome. I just glued my mega dick to a base.
You saying it?
Dibs.
Oh, okay.
And he said, you've got to use that tavern scenario I sent you, Rich. Oh, aka Killer Worm. That's what he's on about with the Mega Dick.
Oh, yes, sorry.
That makes more sense. Right. I actually think I might be tabletop ready within the hour on this one, actually. Greys are working out quite nicely on the fur, and I'm going to come in and try and get a lot of that skin tone, and then I want to come back in with black on the claws. And actually, I think the Nalfashee's not going to be far away from done. Do you reckon you'll be tabletop ready within the next 17 minutes?
Well, I'm certainly going to endeavour to try.
That's all we can do. Okay, let's grab some of that flesh tone. I want to highlight the ears and stuff because they've got these really nice long pointed ears. So I really want those and the highlights of the face to show up. So I'm going to use barbarian flesh and pick those lines out. I will say the True Blood is very sticky when it's drying.
Yeah, I was just about to say that to you.
It's all over my hands. Has anybody else got anything good on for the rest of the day, or are we just all hiding away from the pollen? Need to get the jewellery on this guy as well.
Being one of those I can't paint for shit weeks, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
One of the imposter syndrome ones.
No, I'm quite aware I can't paint for shit, really.
I think that does sound like imposter syndrome. I think I was chatting to Zizi about that the other night, actually. There was a meme I found of Vegeta being like, and it like just says when somebody starts a new hobby and then they surpass you really quickly, and then it's he just goes, "What is this I'm feeling? Is it pride? It's a shame it's overshadowed by rage." He just like takes off again. Just painting, chasing the dog and more painting. Really should do a bit of sorting and clearing in the Nerd Halla though. I need to send you out some stickers, Dibs. And I'm going to grab some good old-fashioned Retributor armor for those earrings. Right. So, because this mini's so big, I am going to lay it down on its back. I'm going to try and stabilise like a pool cue with my other hand. Because I am too tired to think my hand is steady enough to hold this.
Always that typical fucking thing of trying to get like everything blocked out, and then to make it look relatively decent, you need that little bit of time just to pick the details out.
Yeah.
Which happens to be after the first fucking hour.
Yeah. That's the painful thing about doing this show, is that an hour sometimes just isn't long enough. Whereas other times, it's not a problem at all.
I find I get too pissed off after the first hour, so if I've got to that point, I'm like, for fuck's sakes, go back to that, and I never fucking do.
So I love that we always say we're going to come back and repaint all of those things.
So what the fucking angels?
Yep. It's a pipe dream. We'll get to it one day. Okay, so apart from picking out some of the height and flesh areas, I actually don't think I'm too far away from being done. At least tabletop done. I certainly could do more with it, but rage followed by imposter syndrome. Yeah, it's easy, yeah. And imposter syndrome is our kryptonite. It really is. Really, really is. That and time. This music's very Skyrim.
I'm always frustrated with something I can't fucking hear it.
Can you still not hear it? It's really odd. The hour can be swine and sometimes makes me cringe with what you manage to get done. Well, yeah, I think you get used to painting super quick though, I think. And don't get me wrong, the quality takes a massive dip because of it. Like, I'd love to sit here and like individually paint each bit of fur. But I'm just not going to do that. Do need that pigtail to be relatively good though. Okay, so the tops of these hands. Now I'm going to come in and get those claws. Also a really nice big gash across its chest that I'm going to try and put some of that blood in. Just to make some of that pop out a bit more. I need to get some of that UHU glue as well. That'd be quite cool to use on this mini.
The what, sorry?
It's like UHU, I think it's called. It's a glue that I've certainly seen Craig use, and it you can get it to string and look like saliva or ichor, and I think that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
You're both awesome, and so are the models. It's a shame that the hour doesn't show your true talents. He has a gash on his chest. Lucky sod, but tell her to move it up a bit. Uwu glue. Right, Seraphim Sepia. Now is the time. You've got 10 minutes, Richard. Right. I like that some of the rope disappears under its neck and into the fold. That's quite fun. You've got these two bones here. Okay. Now, what black do I use for the claws? Do I go for my favourite blacker than black? I think I might have to. Killer work complete, so it's time for rimming. Well, let us know when you finish, Dibs, and you get back to painting. Okay, so again, I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to try and paint this from the distance like a pool cue, because I'm just awful with my hands at the moment. So shaky. I do like how pronounced the nails and claws are on this thing. Makes it a hell of a lot easier. Don't think I'm far away now. Smoke me a kid probably back for breakfast. What a guy! Sounds like Ace Rimmer. So, in terms of the claws, that's the black I'm using. And I want those to really pop off. I think I'm happy to say that that is tabletop ready.
I'm happy to say how you.
Love you too, babe. Love you too. That's what I think about when someone says they're running the bass. Yeah, it makes me think of Ace as well. It also makes me just think of the Rude thing. Not that I know what that is, I'm too innocent.
As you do.
But I think one of the funniest things I ever heard was a guy who didn't play video games was in a room with people who were mass on Skyrim at the time and had sort of like no clue what was going on, and then somebody was like, have you done Skyrim? He was like, I haven't even tried regular rimming. Genuine like response, and it was like, that's fucking hilarious. That's very cute that you didn't even know that was a game, but you knew what that was. Dendrick, open communication channels broadcast on all known frequencies and languages, including Welsh. I know I'm steering away from it. Yeah, I'm going to happily say that I am tabletop ready.
How long have I got?
5 minutes. I've added some coagulated blood down there as well. I really want it to be that horrible gore. Because these things feast on the flesh of men. Oh shit, that is from Red Dwarf, isn't it? Open all communication channels broadcast on all known frequencies and languages, including Welsh. That took me ages to realise that that was connected. So what other projects are you working on at the moment, Richard?
In what sense?
In terms of like painting and ready for your homebrew campaign and other things that you've got in the works.
Well, I'm trying to sort of pull back on some of the bits and pieces like the homebrew stuff because I'm needing more time to sort of get stuff sorted into the business. This is obviously my paint project at the moment, the cable. I've got a commission that I'm waiting on sort of payment for, and then I'll get started with that.
Nice.
Other than that, it's just trying to organise myself better and actually try and increase the living I can make out of this thing.
Yeah, well, that's the dream, really, isn't it? It's one step after another. But I think you've done like so well, and the fact that like I know recently you've had like so many printers go down as well. It's just which doesn't help.
Not been ideal, but I've been quite fortunate.
I wonder if that oozing vomit might work over something. You know
what? I was literally just looking at that.
It's because I saw you pick it up, and then I remember seeing Dibbs's zombie head thing the other day, and I was like, oh, I did like that. I liked that a lot. And then I'm doing that thing where I pick up a model with a cup.
Afterwards, then you're going to fuck it up, aren't you?
Yeah, of course I am.
I've just fucking fucked it up so I did the fucking eyes, and I shouldn't have fucking tried. Fuck's sakes.
It's alright. You're gonna be okay, babe. add it to the skulls and see what happens. Yeah. Oh, that fucking blood is getting everywhere. All over me hands.
You've got some on the model, you're alright.
That's alright, it's what we've got. There you go. I've thrown a little bit of that vomit on the skulls. So you can get that to... Come on, focus, you prick. There we go.
Fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm going to take it off the paint stand and I'm going to... Because I'm done. Just over a minute. How you doing?
Yeah, shit.
I love it like when we go between the weeks and you can hear in our voices when we're like, I fucking hate what I've done.
I hate my fucking life choices.
Dib says, when I used the army paint to vomit on that zombie book nook, it really, really looked awesome and like oozing rotten flesh. Only problem was that looking at it made me feel sick. Yeah, it looked really awesome. And what did you use that over, Dibs? Because I really liked that. And then you had tons of blood in there. So like, how did you achieve that effect? Did you just go with like necrotic flesh covered in the ooze, covered in blood, or the other way round? And then that like milky eye that you did was insane as well. It was ridiculous. You got less than a minute, Richard. I think the only thing I might change if I was to have a bit longer on this is to really work up those fleshes first and then repaint in the black fur. It's definitely tabletop ready. About 20 different layers of paint and then dried blood, then vomit, and then fresh blood. Okay, yes, it really was just layer, 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 layer. Which, what was your main layer? Was it necrotic flesh, bone, flesh colours? Oh, I got some isopropyl on my hand to get rid of this. That is your time, Richard. So, all of them. All of the paints. So, 1 hour, the Nalfeshnee. Obviously, we've covered the stat block, we've covered fighting it. Pretty brutal creatures. How is your mini looking? That's right, my reality shifted with the alarm. Oh, pull back slightly. There you go. I like that. I think that looks awesome. Once more, your colour work is fucking phenomenal. Yeah, I really like those tusks and the darkness of the wings. Have you used a blue on there?
Yeah, because in the picture the wings look slightly blue.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I used Tyrian Navy.
That's very fucking awesome. Very, very awesome. Mine is not really changed apart from the bits on there before. We've got that gore and ichor, which is what I was mostly after. A bit of colour separation, and then the black through greys on there. All pretty simplistic dry brushing.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. But that is the Nalfashnee all done, and definitely doable within the hour. Definitely. I think the contrast paints did you over again.
No, they were all fine. It's just I'm shit. So.
Stop it, you! Because we're back with the Quaist next week, which is nice and small, actually. So we're looking at this creature next week. Oh, he says with a big old glare on his phone. The Quaist. Yeah, it's like a small little imp. It's a tiny fiend, and yeah, we've got one of those ready to go. I think it'll be relatively easy to get through greens and necrotic fleshes on that one to do the majority of the job. But yeah. To which end, I guess we have to close down the stream there, really. What do you say? I started with Burgundy and took it up in layers to human skin, then I started to roll it up with Necrotic and Gurgle, Death Guard type greens, and then the eye was different story and actually an accidental produce piece of wicked awesomeness. Yeah. Those of you who haven't checked it out, check out Divs' Instagram and go check out that book note because it's fucking awesome. But from us, that is all we have. We will be back next week for the Quest, and thank you ever so much. Take care, and may those dice gods be ever in your favour. Take it easy, guys.